also herself has been running a big campaign for ensuring that sanitary napkins get exempt from GST. Trisha, this is a big win for all of us and for all the women across the entire country. And like Faye was pointing out, it's extremely heartening to know that our voices are being heard.
Undoubtedly, as she says, we actually picked up this issue and raised it in the public domain back in 2016. Since then, we've been petitioning for this, trying to raise awareness on this. We filed representations to over 15 government authorities over the same issue. And when we realized that we were not getting a response, is when we launched the viral campaign, Lahu Ka Lagan, where we then brought on Mirror Now's support as well, and brought on multiple influencers to lend their voice towards this. That's when Mirror Now came on board and supported Lahu Ka Lagan. And our demands were very simple. The second we raised awareness about the fact that only 12% of women out of the 490 women in India have access to menstrual hygiene products, and that the rest of them are forced to use unsafe alternatives like ash, plastic, dried leaves, that they have a 70% increase in reproductive tract infections, that India is the second leading contributor to cervical cancer death rates. We had support across all sectors, men, women, everyone was lending their support because they just found it absolutely unacceptable that even 80% of the female population in India is using safe menstrual hygiene products because they cannot afford it. The government is still taxing us 12%. And even though we raised this campaign, it did not yield any results. We then filed a public interest litigation. So we moved to court for this because for us, the end goal was always the same: ensure that women have guaranteed access to menstrual hygiene products, that they don't have to resort to using such unsafe alternatives, which none of us who hold privilege would ever even dream of using. And we're really grateful to the Finance Ministry for finally doing what's right by the women and dropping the tax. For us, our fight doesn't end here. We still have a lot of the prayers that we've asked for in our public interest litigation, which includes better transparency when it comes to the schemes, which includes boosting the self-help groups here and promoting locally produced sanitary napkins to ensure that women across rural areas, even after the taxes drop, we know that they still can't afford. A lot of them will still not be able to afford that monthly expense on sanitary napkins. So to ensure that our government schemes reaches them, our fight will still continue in court. But for today, it is a great day, and we're grateful to Mirror Now for the support that we've received, and to every single person who tweeted to the Finance Minister, who raised their voice and lent their support for Lahu Ka Lagan.
Absolutely, Trisha. In fact, I'm going to hand it over to Faye. Faye, if you have any questions for Trisha.
Yes, Trisha, there are still some critics on the internet who've responded to me on Twitter saying that this will not help because companies will absorb the cost, and this will not help because the input tax credit will actually make the product even more expensive. Now, my response to this is the government, within the rules of the GST, has, at its disposal the possibility to take measures. But what is your argument to those critics who believe that this was not the right step in the right direction?
Faye, undoubtedly right. We've made sound arguments. So in our public interest litigation that we filed, we clearly asked for sanitary napkins to be classified under essential commodities, under the Essential Commodities Act. Because what that does is, the second you classify a commodity as an essential commodity, you can then put a price ceiling on it. Like, for example, pharmaceutical drugs, certain medicines which are deemed as necessary for public health, you have a price ceiling put on it. You can't inflate the price. Therefore, public interest litigation, to address this point of inflation, made sure that we put a caveat of including classified under essential commodities list, which the government is very well within its purview to do, and they still haven't done, which is how we moved to court. And we've also asked for boosting of self-help groups, invest money to ensure that domestically produced sanitary napkins have the kind of finances that they need, because currently, say, only 2 major MNCs have access to distribution. If you go to buy a sanitary napkin, unless you're going online, most pharmacies, most places, most grocery stores will sell you sanitary napkins only from 2 major MNCs, which is why they have a monopoly on the market. So our PIL has addressed all these issues beyond just asking for it to be tax-free, because it